What's your favorite weather? I absolutely love winters, especially when it's snowing outside. I absolutely love it. It's so white everywhere. But wait, today's lesson is neither about grammar nor about maybe talking about what's the weather outside. It is about the vocabulary that you use, which is kind of related to weather. In every phrase and idiom that we will see today in this lesson has got certain element of weather in it. What do I mean by that? Let's check it out. This lesson is all about weather idioms. So without further ado, let's dig in. What will I learn? You will learn idioms related to weather. You will also learn the use of idioms in daily conversations as well with the help of two examples associated with that particular idiom. And finally, we'll all get fluent using those idioms. So without further ado, let's start. Here we go. So the first idiom of the day is under the weather. I know all of us know it, or most of us know it. When you pronounce this word weather, do not pronounce the R, please. It's weather. It means to feel sick or ill when you're not feeling okay, when you are feverish, or when you have cold and cough. You say, I feel under the weather. For example, she couldn't come to the party because she's been under the weather since last evening. She's been ill and that is why she could not get out of bed and attend the party. That's example one. Example two with the same is focus on the blue phrase, okay? She's been under the weather for a few days and needs some rest. When you're under the weather, it's important that you rest well. So when you say been under the weather, that means you have been ill. It's a continuous process. Process in the sense, it takes time as it develops and it also takes time as it goes away. So you feel sick for 1 to at least a minimum of 1 or 2 days. So that is under the weather. Let us now move to the second phrase in the idiom of the day, and that is storm in a teacup. We started the lesson with a picture, storm in a teacup. What does that mean? It means to make a big issue out of a small one. To make a small issue really big. Do you have somebody in your life who does that? Let's see how to use it in daily conversation. Their argument over the TV remote was just a storm in a teacup. That means it was such a petty, small issue. The TV show, remote, and they made a big fight out of it. That was a storm in a teacup. Absolutely not required. It does happen to all of us at home as well, right? The situation is really simple, but at times we end up making a mountain out of it. Another example could be the argument over which movie to watch turned into a storm in a teacup with everyone naming different genres. That's so funny, especially happens in siblings, isn't it? Storm in a teacup, making a mountain out of a small problem. The next, third idiom of the day is weather the storm. What is weather the storm? The storm is a kind of weather itself. So what is weather the storm? It means, and it's a very nice phrase, it means to survive or make it through a difficult situation. All of us are going through difficult situations every now and then. But if you come out of it or your friend comes out of it, you say, I have just weathered a storm. Or my friend has just come out of a storm or weathered a storm. For example, in daily conversations, you can use it like this. Despite the challenges, they managed to weather the storm and keep their business afloat. That means they managed to finish the tasks and keep their businesses running. That is, weather the storm. Another example could be, our family has always supported each other, helping us weather the storm, which is what families do. Support each other, especially in the days of need. Yeah, to pass a difficult situation easily. That is to weather a storm. Beautiful phrase, I love it. The next phrase is to rain on someone's parade. I first heard this phrase for the first time in Taylor Swift's song, and it's such a nice phrase. Do not rain on my parade. You can also use it like this. Dude, do not rain on my parade. But what does that mean? It means to spoil someone's plan or happiness. That is to rain on their parade. Imagine there's a parade going on and suddenly it starts to rain. It spoils the entire essence of the parade, right? Similarly, there's a happiness going on, and if it starts to rain, you're just ruining that happiness. So you say, dude, can you just stop raining on my parade? Or do not rain on my parade? Some examples of using it in daily life are, despite her excitement about the promotion, her colleague's constant criticism rained on a parade. That means the colleague was constantly making fun or constantly making negative comments about her progress. So she was just raining on her parade, spoiling her happiness, despite her achievements. Another example could be, the coach's negative comments before the match always seem to rain on our parade. That means the coach always has something negative to say. He's very pessimistic as a person. So it really spoils the happiness before the match begins, the excitement. That is to rain on the parade. A very interesting phrase yet again. The next one in the list is, every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. It means to be hopeful and optimistic in a negative situation. Optimistic means to have a positive perspective towards life. That is to be optimistic. Some examples are, losing the job was tough, but she believed that every cloud has a silver lining and started a small business. Wow, how wonderful is that? She was hopeful about what the future had to hold, and she started her new career. She became an entrepreneur. So she was hopeful about it. She knew every cloud has a silver lining. Another example could be, he realized that every cloud has a silver lining when he received a better job offer after getting rejected multiple times. It happens with all of us. We are getting rejected almost every time. So what happens eventually? We feel negative. On the other hand, you can feel positive as well, and you can say, every cloud's got a silver lining. Isn't it? Alrighty, here we go. The next phrase is to steal someone's thunder. I heard this phrase for the first time when I was watching one of the episodes of Friends, the TV show. Who all love it? I do. So, steal someone's thunder means Monica was actually saying this to Rachel when Rachel was pregnant. And it was Monica who was getting sort of engaged to something, I suppose. Do you remember that episode? Let me know if you do. This phrase means to take credit for someone else's ideas or achievements. That is to steal someone's thunder. Or to take the spotlight away from them as well sometimes means to steal someone's thunder. For example, the manager stole my thunder by presenting my project as his own, taking the spotlight away from me or taking credit of my work. Another one is, he was upset when his colleague tried to steal his thunder during the meeting. He was not happy about it because he was taking all the credit, stealing the thunder, so he was upset about it. The next phrase in the list is chase rainbows. Can you touch rainbow? When it rains and there's a rainbow following that, can you touch it? Is it impossible? Yeah, we can say it's impossible. That's what this phrase means as well. Chase rainbows means to try to achieve goals that are unrealistic or impossible. Is there anything impossible? There's nothing that is impossible. So, what is to chase rainbows? A real life example could be, instead of chasing rainbows, she focused on what was within her grasp and worked towards achievable goals. A very nice usage of it. It can be both used in a positive context and a negative context. So she wants to be more realistic rather than optimistic. Too optimistic to be true for the situation. So she decided to do what she thought could be done in that situation there and then. Another example is, after years of chasing rainbows, she finally realized that her true happiness came from within. Wow. It's not the external happiness that counts, it's what's within the peace. and that is you're truly able to chase the rainbows. Let's move on. This phrase is very interesting. It is snowed under. When you snowed under, what's happening to you? To be burdened with too much work. So that means you're overwhelmed with a lot of work. You are busy, and busy to another level. That is snowed under. Some examples could be, Sam can't attend the concert. He's snowed under with reports. He's got a few reports to sort of take care of, so he's snowed under it. The next one is, she's been snowed under with orders since her small business took off. That means, what is the meaning of took off? It started getting successful. So she's busy ever since then. The next one is face the storm. To face the storm means to deal with a difficult situation. For example, after weeks of preparation, the team was ready to face the storm that came with launching the app. That means they were ready to deal with the difficult situation. Another example and usage in real life context can be, despite the setbacks, which means unsuccessful results, in the app, they knew they had to face the storm. They had to face difficult situation and provide a solution for the bug. Bug means an error that's coming in the app. So they were aware that they had to deal with that difficult situation and overcome it with a solution. The next one is save for a rainy day. What is to save for a rainy day? It is to save money for emergencies. That is to save for a rainy day. She's been saving for a rainy day and has a substantial emergency fund. Yeah? That means she's been collecting money and saving it from her daily expenditure for a substantial emergency, for a day when it's most required. She has a habit of saving for a rainy day, which comes in handy. What is to come in handy? That means it comes in use when it's most required. That is when it comes in handy. The next one is rain or shine. What is rain or shine? It is something will happen no matter the circumstances. That is rain or shine. Some examples are, the final match will be held on Sunday, rain or shine. That means no matter what, the match will be held on Sunday. If it rains, good. If it's too sunny, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen, rain or shine. It's more used like an exclamation, either in the beginning or towards the end of the sentence. Another example is, he goes for a jog every morning, rain or shine. It means nothing can stop him. He's really dedicated. No matter what the weather outside is, or no matter what the situation inside is, he has to go jogging in the morning, every morning. Ready? The next phrase is make it rain. To make it rain is a slang term that means mostly used in casual English, casual conversations. And it basically means to spend money lavishly. What is lavishly? It means you're just splurging it. You've got a lot of it. Wow, that's got a lifestyle, isn't it? So, some phrases can be, after winning the lottery, he decided to make it rain by taking his friends on an all expenses paid vacation. What is an all expenses paid? It means you do not have to pay a penny, any money. Make it rain means splurge the money, spend it lavishly without any bondage. Another example is, while dancing, he made it rain by tossing dollar bills onto the dance floor to impress the crowd. Happens quite a lot in Indian weddings, isn't it? So what do? You just make it rain. You make the money rain. You splurge it without noticing it. The next is in a fog. When you're in a fog, can you see things clearly? So when you're in a fog, you're actually confused or disoriented. That means you do not know what to do. Some examples are, after staying up all night studying, I was in a fog during the exam and couldn't remember the answers. I was confused. I did not know what to do. Happens with all of us, especially when we are not fully prepared for the exam, isn't it? The next example could be, following the unexpected news, he was in a fog and unable to think what's next. He did not expect that this could happen, and he was in a fog. He was directionless. He did not know what to do. Sunshine and rainbows. What a beautiful phrase, sunshine and rainbows. It means a situation that is positive or ideal. Sunshine and rainbows. If you're in sunshine and rainbows at the moment, thumbs up. So, a good example is their wedding day was filled with sunshine and rainbows as everything went perfectly. That means it was perfect. It was just full of positive moments. The second example is, despite the challenges they faced, the relationship always seemed to be sunshine and rainbows. Happens with very, very few lucky people, isn't it? People go through challenges, still if they stick together, that is sunshine and rainbows. That means all positive, nothing negative. Eventually positive, even if it was negative. So, positive, positive, positive. The next one is fair weather friend. Only when you have fair weather, that means no storms in your life, this person is going to be your friend. A true friend or a fake friend? Let's find out. Someone who is supportive only when things are going well is called a fair weather friend. For example, he's a fair weather friend. He's always there when he needs something. Especially when you need something, he's never there. But if he needs something, he always expects others to be there. He's a fair weather friend. When Mark went through a tough period in his life, Ria turned out to be a fair weather friend and distanced herself. She did not support him. She wasn't there for him, especially when he needed her the most. Now, what I'd like you to do is, if you've got the time and the will, use all of these and make a sentence out of all of these idioms in the comments section below. I'll review them and we'll just have some conversation out of it. All right? You take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, happy learning, keep shining, and I send you sunshines and rainbows. Bye-bye.